Okay, hola out and abouters. This is Jerry Jones with Out and About PV magazine, and we're coming to you live. I'm in Puerto Vallarta, and we've got some special guests today that are here to talk to you about a really special project. We're using some different software, and so we may have some technical glitches. I hope not, but we're also recording this, and so we can air it again later if we have any two major problems. But joining us today are Ricardo and Katia, and they're with the podcast Opera We Love Singing. And I am an opera novice. I will tell you that up front. And so, but Ricardo and Katia are going to school me on that today. But that's part of the project, is that they love to talk about opera to people that know absolutely nothing about it. And Ricardo and Katia, tell me about your project and exactly how it's going to impact Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, sure. First, let me thank you and all the people who are following us now. Thanks, everyone at Out and About Puerto Vallarta. Thanks for the opportunity for joining with and having this conversation with you. This project that is under the name Opera en Primera Persona, we have face-to-face sessions, which we are going to talk about in a second, and we also have our podcast, Opera We Love Singing, our podcast, it's not only bears the name of Opera We Love Singing. Believe me, we really love singing. It's been our passion for a good number of years already. We have presence by now in already 80 countries in over 525 cities. Based on the latest stats that I got just yesterday, so we have a great audience. The audience that keeps growing. We already have 7 seasons rolling. Our most recent season is in fact dissecting the most famous opera arias, the greatest favorites. We are starting to take people on the analysis on the style of the composer. We are talking about the opera itself, where this aria is embedded, the personality or the character, the psychology of the character, what leads him or her to sing a given piece. We analyze the style of the aria, whether it is bel canto, it is verismo, or any other particular style. We also go into the score. We discuss about the technical difficulties of the given aria, and also we give some advice so that people can understand how to get access, or how to understand if the version that they are listening is a good one, or it's just what I like to call in the podcast, it's just fan service. A singer going out loud just for the pleasure of showing that he has big, huge, powerful high notes, which is usually vulgar and of bad taste. That's also something that we explain. And we have three different and very interesting projects that I would like to detail with you. But maybe if you allow us, before I start providing the details on what we are going to do on the first piece that has to do with the podcast, maybe if you allow us, Jerry, why don't we have Katia, who is a soprano, a high tessitura soprano, a very high tessitura soprano. She does many of the things that people love. She does all these ornaments, high notes that leave people wow. So why don't we ask her to sing us a piece that I think many people will identify, because many people who are not familiar with opera may recognize it because the first time they saw it was in the movie The Fifth Element. The diva goes there and, we start singing a part that, by the way, let me share with you, that comes from Maestro Gaetano Donizetti, comes from the opera Lucia di Lammermoor. The whole scene, of course, the first part is taken very similar to what is written by Maestro Donizetti, and the second part, where are the variations and all the ornaments that you are about to hear, is what people went wow. And that's what Katia chose that is going to be sharing today. So we go ahead if Katia is ready.
Are
Katia,
you
are
are you
you
going to
ready?
wow us, Katia? Yes.
Thank you. Let's go for this.
Okay.
And so
Wow. Very impressive, Katia.
I joke very often with Katia that if she's for people who are not familiar with the notes a singer can reach, she's not happy if she's singing the average notes a singer would sing. She usually goes higher, three, four, five notes higher than the
As much as
common.
possible. Yes.
And well, it's been a good number of years. By the way, our we cannot reveal our age. That still remains a top secret. But believe me, we've been involved in opera and singing for a good number of years already, and that's how we started building this project and podcast, Opera Wheel of Singing, that I shared some data with you just earlier. And what we are planning to do, first project that we are planning to do real soon, maybe as soon as this Thursday, we're just waiting for the approval to get you to so that we can access a location in the at the Quale. So
Uh-huh.
hopefully that will be on Monday or Tuesday that we can give that confirmation. We are recording some of our episodes of this dissecting season. We are recording 8 of those at that location, one per week, and we are going to be doing it with public. So people will be invited to join us those sessions, please forgive me if it is me who says it, but they are very cool. They are great. We really enjoy doing that program because it's not very common that you, or well, maybe the habanera from Carmen, right? Dun 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 dun.
Right.
But when you have a singer that actually explains you, well, this is the type of personality that Carmen does. She's a mezzo soprano. These are the notes that she's singing. There is difficulty in this, there is difficulty in that because of a given reason, and Carmen will evolve throughout the opera because of the following reasons. That gives you a better understanding on what is it that you are listening. So we're really inviting people to join us once we have that location confirmed. If you feel like you want to join to those recording sessions, it will be open to you. Um, our plan, what we are requesting is that there will be no admission cost. Only people we have our profiling coffee. If they want to buy us a coffee there, that's good enough. If not admission free. So that's our first project.
So,
We have
Ricardo, that's at the Cultural Center on the Isla Qual Island
that.
there.
Yeah, but that's the approval that we are still
Right.
waiting for.
Right.
So that's why I cannot provide
Is it in the?
specific.
There is a recording studio there. Would it be in the recording studio or
The auditorium. The
the
auditorium is the
auditorium?
one I
Okay.
requested. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And the auditorium, for those that are listening or you're not familiar with it, is there's a set of U-shaped buildings, and the auditorium is at the very end of those U-shaped buildings, and it's a beautiful facility there.
Yeah, it's beautiful and it's the right size because you know that for the podcast we need to have a very good control of the noise.
Yes.
So we cannot be in a huge open space because it will simply not work. But that I think that's a good option. So fingers crossed, we will get the approval to to use it early Monday or Tuesday.
And it's air conditioned, so that's even more important.
Yeah, right now it could be important to have air conditioning working. Yeah, and well, that's the first piece that it's happening as I was sharing as soon as starting this Thursday for 8 weeks. We limited it to 8 episodes. We have been looking at the content we already have, and it might be 40 for the whole season, which is a lot. That will be the longest season we have recorded ever. Maybe we will add some more episodes with public, but we will see on how it goes. And I think that would be for the first project that I want to share with the audience. We have a second one, which is also very interesting. It has to do, however, with more to a more specific or targeted audience. Katia has been a singing teacher for around 10 years. Of course, mainly opera singers. She has also been a teacher of singing for people who have a specific or a professional need with the use of the voice and making use of that. We are working, and that will be for the July-August timeline, we are working on a clinic for correcting vocal technique and interpretation that will be open to all kind of singers, because we all singers share. Of course, the opera singers we have a different impostation, but in terms of breathing and other features, we all singers share the same background, and that's what it's going to be happening about it. We are all on the clinic that will be around July and August. Katia and I are already working on it, and the most important part is that Katia loves teaching. So, um,
It takes a
uh,
lot of patience to be a teacher, doesn't it, Katia? So,
It does.
but she loves it, and that's the important part. And you know, it is not. We have shared it in several episodes and seasons in the podcast. It is important not only that you are a good or an average or maybe even a bad singer, but it is important that you know how to communicate, to transmit that understanding on how to do things. We have many examples of very good singers, but who were not really good teachers, and who, in fact, instead of helping a student, ended up provoking a problem with the voice of the singer. So it's very important that you put your voice in the hands of someone who actually knows how to do it. And
will you
Katia,
be working with singing for opera? I don't know. Is there a difference, or just some basics on learning vocals, or?
it will be open to all kind of singers. Of course, that means that if we have we know that in Vallarta there are many singers, because there
Mm,
are many shows in Vallarta. There are many
many.
people who do musicals, who do traditional music, pop, and all sorts. And we all share that common background of technique. That's what the clinic will be about, to working on identifying if they already have some problems in the emission, how to identify them, and more important, how to correct them.
Great.
And we're working on the details. We will be getting back to you as soon as we have the duration, the location, how many sessions will be. All the details will be provided further, but we wanted to also let you know about it. Am I leaving anything out, Katia? Or
No, it is. It's a project thinking in any kind of person that is interested in correcting even their speaking voice. Because if you are a teacher or you're a sailor and you feel you get tired at the end of the day, you need to correct this. If you are not breathing right, probably you need to correct this. If you love to sing and you're thinking that you are not doing this right, probably you can sing, but you are not approaching it the best way. So it is open for everybody.
and that would be the second project that will be around July and August timeline. And there is a third one, a more ambitious one, that still we are working on it. I am looking. We are willing to have. We don't want to have the traditional opera presentation where Katia and I go get the applause, the pianist, and that's it. That's not what we do. We've been working a lot in developing, in providing, in inviting, in having people join us, in understanding with us, in clapping, in sharing their thoughts on what is going to be presented, so that people get with that involvement, people interact with the content and understand. I was just sharing yesterday to a friend that I had in my mind the song Borrachita, which I thought was a funny way, because you know what a borracho is in Spanish. So
Mhm.
borrachita, I thought of maybe an old lady who was drunk. But once you get deep into the details of the song, and you understand that it has a very deep social meaning and the impact of the composer, that really that really shocks you. That I learned that song around 7 years ago, and just 7 years after, I every time I think of that song, I am still in shock, because I know what it really means. And when you know what a song really means, it makes you sing it differently. It's not just notes, it's not just words. It's the content and the emotion that the composer put there. It is passing a message, and when you're able to get that message and pass it to the public, then you can say that you succeeded. That's what you wanted. Because if you're only pursuing the applause, if you're only you're only pursuing it for your personal ego, truth is that you will many people will forget you real soon. As soon as they find someone better, they will forget you. But when you leave that print on them, people will still remember what is the message that you pass to them. And it is with that in mind that we will pursue that. That will be more like a concert. We are looking for on inviting other uh, other people who are in the performing arts, because we are looking if we are going to ask people if they are willing to join us from who do musical theater. Maybe we will bring some traditional dance to that program. Maybe we will bring a guitarist also to that to play some folk music, Mexican music, along with singing. So that plan is very ambitious. It's going to be great, but that is still that's why it will, if possible, that will happen around September and October. That
Ah,
still takes lots of conversations and try
yes.
to match the understandings and the place. There are many things that need to happen, but we are also very enthusiastic that we will also pursue that project as well.
Well, and there's so much amazing talent here in Puerto Vallarta. I mean, so much and varied, talent from opera to, traditional.
Yeah, and Katia, Katia needs a reason to join us here in Puerto Vallarta. So, out of these projects, we will find the perfect excuse to have her come and join the people of Puerto Vallarta. I have told her about the many artists that you can see them either a street art. You go to. I was thinking of the Parque de los Azulejos, which is absolutely beautiful. People work with glass, with wood. There's lots of artists here, so I think it is the right place to go for that project as well.
And Katia, where are you located right now?
I'm in Puebla,
Okay.
Mexico.
Ah, great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, we
Not so
need to wrap
far.
things up. We're
Yeah,
hitting up
sure.
on the 20-minute mark, and so thank you for sharing. These are some exciting projects, definitely coming up for Puerto Vallarta. And how can people find out if you're gonna be at the Cultural Center this week and they want to join you for your podcast?
Yeah, for the recording sessions of those episodes, we will be asking our friends from Out and About to publish it there. Well, working on the details for publishing them once we have them ready. For the other projects, we will be also running the campaigns later once everything is confirmed. So all the details will come later. Also, if you want to, some of these updates will be on our Ko-fi page. You'll find our Ko-fi page in each of the episodes, or if you know
Okay.
Ko-fi, Ko-fi, you look for Opera Wheel of Singing, one single word, and you will also find lots of content that we post there.
And you can see the Kofi is streaming on the little banner on your screen there. So, and we'll definitely share any kind of updates on our social media for you. So, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you for watching and listening today. We'll have a booth at the Pride Festival that starts this Thursday in the Tao Park in the Lázaro Cardenas Park. So be sure to come by and say hi to us. And thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hey.